I'm going to do this video on Venus. And this is going to be a message from Venus pertaining to the transit that is coming up tomorrow on the 5th, and I believe it carries over into the 6th on certain parts of the planet. Venus is going to be transiting the sun. But before I get into that, I want to kind of give a little bit of history pertaining to Venus. Now, Venus is one of the planets that the Luciferians, upon their fall into third dimensional reality, settled on. Venus is an earthbound planet, or a material planet, according to astrology. And according to the history of the ET doctrine, when the Luciferians were kicked out of the council, or some people say they left, or when they fell and decided to become strictly material, they settled on different planets. And one of the planets that they settled on was Venus, amongst Saturn, and I think some of them settled on Jupiter's moon. You had several different factions of Luciferians that settled on different planets, but Venus was one of them, and that's what we're covering here. So a lot of people, they talk about Lucifer being a female, and it's a reason for that. It's a reason for that. Now, Lucifer, on one level, does represent nature, and it does represent Mother Nature. And Luciferianism and Lucifer deals with energy or light. And when you hear about Lucifer being the morning star, the bright and morning star, you are actually, in reality, hearing about Venus. Because Venus is Lucifer, the bright and morning star. And actually, Jesus is even called the bright and morning star in the New Testament as well, which means that he was working with the Luciferians. And I have to point that out here. And a lot of Christians aren't going to like this, but truth is truth. Jesus had to work with the universal Luciferian order in order for him to fall and incarnate here on this planet. And I'll go into that more on another video. So, when you look at Lucifer, this is your... Well, I'm sorry, when you look at Venus, this is your Luciferian planet, and this is what most people deal with Lucifer. They're speaking of Venusians, or beings from Venus. And Venus is a planet that is predominantly, the natives of Venus are a group of women that are blue. A group of women that are blue. Kind of like in the Avatar movie, except it's a female tribe on Venus that are blue. And these are your Venusians, and some of these women came to this planet and began to incarnating here on this planet to run from the reptilians. Because the reptilians are a male-dominated species. Well, some of them are patriarchal. And when the reptilians came on to Venus, there were already beings there. There were already beings there. And they made Venus into a Luciferian planet. And some women that didn't agree with this ran from the Luciferians and came into the earth and lived in the waters in the earth. These women lived on Venus and moved to the earth and settled in the waters of the earth. And these are your blue women. These are your blue women. And they're the natives of Venus, your original Venusians. And some of the reptilians chased them and crashed into the waters and chased them there because they enslaved them. And then these same women ended up leaving the water, and this is where you get the Amazon stories from. These same women ended up leaving the waters and coming to Earth. So when we speak about the female being the first species here, this is why. It goes back to the Luciferian doctrine. Whereas the first Luciferians that even incarnated here on this planet were women. And this is not sexism. I'm not saying, because I don't use Lucifer in a sense of being evil, like a lot of people do. I'm simply offering you biased information. I know that Lucifer is a light being, and a deity and an energetic being that can be worked with just like any other deity out there if properly used correctly. I know people are going to be in shock that are in religion, but you need to come out of religion, because Lucifer simply means light bringer or light bearer. You see? So this is one that sheds light or sheds information. This is going into the Luciferian system of doctrine and works with energy. Energy workers are, in a sense, Luciferians. And I know people don't understand that, but Lucifer deals with energy. Lucifer wants energy. Now, the Satanists are different in that they want control and power. Lucifer simply just wants energy to sustain himself. He's a self-sustaining being. He and she is a self-sustaining being. So Venus is the depiction of Lucifer. And I wanted to kind of open up with that because I want to talk about the Venus transit now. and to give you proof based on the Venus transit that Venus is Lucifer. Now Venus, a lot of people don't know this and some people may, Venus travels in a pentagram. Travels in a pentagram, which is basically a 5-pointed star. And it takes approximately 8 years for Venus to travel in this pentagram. 8 years. Why is this important? Because the upside down pentagram that some people say the Freemasons and the Illuminati and these people use originally came from the traveling of Venus, which was charted by the Mayans and was charted by the Sumerians, who were basically taught by the Anunnaki, who were a group of extraterrestrial beings that definitely knew about the voyage of Venus and traveling like a pentagram. When you see the upside down pentagram that some people call the devil worshipping symbol, this is the traveling of Venus. This is the voyage and path of Venus that we are going through right now. Started in 2004, by the way, and it's 2012. So Venus is ending in this transit that's happening tomorrow. Very important transit. I'm going to get into the metaphysics behind it and how you can benefit energy-wise from it in a minute, but I just want to point out a few other things. This is a very important time because in this transit is going to end a lot of events, a lot of culminating events that have been taking place, dealing with science and energy and basically just dealing in humanity becoming free. But Venus has reached the point, and where it started in 2004, as of tomorrow, it reaches that same point, and it's going to end a major Venus transit. And this, again, is when Venus travels in a pentagram shape. And this is where the Masons, those other secret societies that use the upside down pentagram, or the pentagram in general, the inverted pentagram, for certain rituals. This is where they get it from. They got it from the Luciferians, who got it from when they occupied Venus, from the Venusians. You see? So the women that lived on Venus, some of them didn't agree with the Luciferians, and that's why they came here. They ran from the Luciferians, and they came here. But here on this planet, we began to acknowledge and document them as Luciferians because we couldn't tell the difference. When I say we, those people that lived on this planet that were taught by the Anunnaki taught it in a way to where they taught that those beings that came from Venus were all Luciferians. Because, again, the Anunnaki did not, or those higher beings that were part of the Anunnaki did not agree with the Luciferians and their means and methods, because Luciferians wanted to be independent and didn't want to pay homage to the council. And they didn't agree with that. There's a group of Anunnaki that didn't agree with that. You see? And they were basically kicked out of the heavens into the earth. That goes back to that story. So when you deal with Venus, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at the planet of the Luciferians. And then now let me get into the transit and exactly what that means. Now Venus is going through a major transit tomorrow to where it's going to cross over the sun. See, Venus is conjunct the sun right now, according to astrology. What is a conjunction? A conjunction means when two planets are working together. But what's beautiful about this conjunction, because they conjunct all the time, what's beautiful about this conjunction is that it's going to cross over the light of the path the sun, Venus is. So Venus is going to become enlightened metaphysically. It's going to become brilliant. And Venus is actually in retrograde right now, which is even deeper. So Venus will become enlightened, and the powers of Venus are readily accessible for us here to work with. The Luciferians will be working with them, so you need to take advantage of this. I did a video a couple weeks ago about the eclipse. This is a part of the eclipse energy. We're still in that same energy. When I channeled the message in from the eclipse, this Venus transit works hand in hand, and this video goes hand in hand with that video, a message from the upcoming solar eclipse. You should watch that video if you haven't. But with this Venus transit conjuncting the sun, this is going to create awesome opportunities for people, again, to connect with their soulmates, to connect with their past life partners, to connect with their twin flames. And not only that, but to, if you already are connected with them, to begin to work with this particular person so that you can create tremendous amounts of energy. You can, with proper meditation, you can channel this energy into your aura, and you can store this energy into your aura, because this transit that's happening is not going to happen again for hundreds of years. As far as Venus, not just conjuncting the sun, but it's conjuncting the sun in a way to where it's going to pass over the path of the sun. It's going to be enlightened. It's going to pass over the light of the sun. It's going to become enlightened tomorrow on the 5th. And in that, the energy that's available for that is awesome for soulmates, for past life relationships. This is an awesome time, if you do nothing else, to connect with your soul group, to connect with your spiritual network. I've been putting out information about this for a reason, because in this time is the time to do it. It's time now to do those things, to prepare yourself. This is the shift. When I talk about the shift, this is all a part of the shift. Different alignments and planetary alignments are happening to mark certain periods of time in relationship to the shift. Don't wait till December the 21st, 2012 to do certain things, because by that time you've missed out on this energy. See, it's a story being told. The universe tells a story. And the solar eclipse was the beginning of that story. And remember, there's a lunar eclipse coming up, which is going to take you to the next level of that story. But in that, and in this Venus transit, Venus conjuncting the sun is a beautiful aspect of the story, even with it being in retrograde, because you now have the opportunity to shed light on past life relationships, past life partnerships. This is what this energy is all about. For those of you that have your natal reading, look at your natal chart and find out where the Venus transit is taking place. Find out which house is taking place in. The way you do that is that this Venus transit, what makes it so powerful, is it's taking place in its home sign, which is Taurus. Venus rules Taurus, and Venus is in Taurus right now. So this Venus transit is taking place in Taurus. You know what type of energy is available, ladies and gentlemen? Powerful energy, powerful energy. I mean, I work with energy, and this is an awesome time that we're not going to get back for a while. And it's all dealing in love. It's all dealing in divine love, but it can also deal in deception. It can also deal in deception. Don't forget that. So don't be deceived by some people that may come to you from past lives, from even this present life that you knew in your past, to try to deceive you. So a lot of people from the past are going to come up to try to deceive you. Don't be deceived. Deal with the past life energies and tap into yourself, and you'll know which person you should deal with and which person you shouldn't. Again, Venus is in Taurus, so what you do is you look in your natal chart, your 13 signs natal chart, because you got to remember, in Western, they're saying Venus is in Gemini right now, and that's not correct. That's not correct. Venus doesn't even rule Gemini, so according to them, this power is not even as powerful as it really actually is, according to Western astrologers. This power that's available right now, and feminine energy is power, keep in mind. Feminine energy is power. That's yin energy. Yin energy is power. This power that's available right now will not be available again for hundreds of years. And it's in Taurus. So you find Taurus in your natal chart, and whatever house it's in, that's the house that is going to, the transit is going to affect you based on that particular house. This is how you will be affected. So say, for instance, if it's in the 6th house, this transit will be about you partnering up with people in your soul group, your soul mates, or your past life partners. You're partnering up with these people now so that you can do some type of service to humanity, because the 6th house rules service. If it's in the 5th house, this is dealing with romantic relationships or children. This means that you are connecting with your children in a special kind of way so that you can relieve some of your past life karma and debt. Because tremendous amounts of past life karma and debt can be uplifted from the being during this time, from your vessel, from your aura. And the positive energies of the Venus retrograde and transit can be stored in the aura and used at any time. You do this through proper breathing. Watch my video on breatharianism, a free way to be healthy. Watch that video, and that'll explain to you one method on how to breathe. For more advanced methods, I do offer guided meditation courses. For those people that haven't got their natal readings done, you should get your natal reading done so you can find out where Venus is located in your chart. Because even if you you're watching this video and you missed the Venus transit, which is on the 5th of January the 5th, June the 5th, which is tomorrow. If you missed the transit, you still can take advantage of the energy because of the Venus retrograde, which doesn't end for a few more weeks. See, Venus is still in retrograde. So you still are going to be faced with past life situations coming to you. You're still going to be faced with that. So you still can get you a reading done if you haven't already. Find out where Venus is located in your chart and work with the energy that way. Each house represents something. For those people that have already gotten natal readings done and you want to really learn how to work with the energy and you're serious about it, hit me up and go ahead and get you a consultation. Go ahead and get you a consultation. And in the consultation, I'll walk you through exactly which area in your life that this Venus transit is going to affect. Because it's going to affect everybody differently. It depends on where Venus is in your chart. If it's in the 10th house, it's going to affect your career. And I'll go ahead and give out the information for free here. You know what I'm saying? But if you want more information, you want more understanding, that's when you can get a consultation. But I'll give the information out free as far as the houses. So take notes. If it's in the first house, it's going to affect you as a person, the self, the body, self-improvement. The second house, it will affect your finances. Third house, your siblings, your neighbors, your brothers and sisters. You will be affected based on your community, your mentality, how you think. Fourth house could be dealing with your mother, your family roots, your family in general, your house, real estate. Fifth house, children, your creativity, your expression, your romantic relationships. If it's in the sixth house, it's your service to humanity. Your service to humanity, or your service, your work that you do every day, your job even. Seventh house deals with romantic relationships, and marriage relationships and partnerships. So if it's in your seventh house, it affects your partnerships, your marriage relationships. Those of you that have more than one marriage relationship, it will affect all of those. The eighth house deals with credit, other people's money, taxes, death, even. Ninth house deals with education, long journeys. Maybe it's time for you to go on a long journey to connect with people in your soul group. 10th house deals with career, as I talked about earlier, life purpose. 11th house deals with your friends, your social groups, your social networks. Maybe you need to be doing more social networking. This is the 11th house. And the 12th house deals with government. The 12th house deals with secrets, secret lovers, secret admirers. So that's basically a basis of, depending on where it's at, and you find it based on where Taurus is in your chart. And you find Taurus by looking at your chart, and you'll see a glyph of Taurus is right after Aries. It's a green glyph, or a glyph is a picture or a symbol of Taurus, and it's a ring that goes around your natal chart. And around your natal chart, you'll see different signs, and Taurus is located in that. So for people that already got a natal reading for me, basically you find Taurus in your chart, and then that's where Venus is going to go transit at. And basically when you find out which house Taurus is in, that's where Venus will be retrograde at. I mean, not only retrograde, but will transit at. It will transit the sun there, and that's the area that you will be able to access tremendous amounts of power in that department of your life, that house. And I just named the houses, so information has been freely given. For those people that want to go more in depth and set up a consultation, you can either log on to my website, and I have consultations available by ordering a consultation through my website, 13signsastrology.com, or if you're interested in shoot me an email first. If you want to discuss the consultation first, shoot me an email, 13signsastrology@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to set up a consultation with you to help you out with the Venus transit. But that's what's going on. I mean, Venus is moving in a pentagram. It's a lot of energy available. The Luciferians will be harnessing and dealing with this energy for their means and for their own purposes. But I'm trying to teach the average layman and laywoman how to work with this same energy and offering this, to the people. So I hope this helped as far as the Venus transit and how to work with the energy and to understand exactly what it is. Again, this will not take place, you guys, for another 100 or so years or whatever, so take advantage of this energy. Take advantage of this energy. I mean, the Sumerians actually documented this energy in the Enuma Elish, which is a Sumerian tablet that was given to them by the Anunnaki. It's a Sumerian scripture, and they even talk about this energy. So, I mean, this energy is powerful. The ancients been dealing with this energy. The Mayans been dealing with this energy heavy. And it's no coincidence that this energy is happening in 2012. It's no coincidence. There's a reason for that, too. And it's happening in 2012 because this is a sign. The universe tells a story. So it started off with the eclipse, and now it's this. Well, it actually started off with Venus retrograde. Then it was the Pleiadian alignment. Then it was the eclipse. You see, it's a story being told. Now it's the Venus transit, the sun. After that, I'm going to be doing a video on the lunar eclipse. That's coming next. So you got a lot of stuff coming up, And then the summer solstice is coming up too. So, I mean, it's a lot of stuff coming up. But I hope this helps to teach you how to work with the energy. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. And until we meet again, I'm going to leave you in peace and prosperity.